A friend of mine who drives long-haul freight swears this happened to his brother-in-law just last autumn. The guy was hauling electronics from Chicago to Los Angeles, taking the historic Route 66 through the heart of America's heartland. It was 2:47 a.m. on a foggy Thursday morning when he first saw the headlights in his mirrors. Route 66 stretches nearly 2,500 miles across 8 states, carrying with it the dreams and nightmares of countless travelers. But for truckers who drive this legendary highway in the dead of night, there's something else sharing the road. Something that shouldn't exist, yet continues to terrorize lone drivers decades after its first reported sighting. The legend begins in 1978. Near the small town of Tucumcari, New Mexico. Local truck stop owner Margaret Chen remembers the night a shaken driver stumbled into her diner, claiming he'd been chased by a phantom 18-wheeler that seemed to change shape before his eyes. The man, a veteran trucker named Bill Morrison, described how the pursuing vehicle transformed from a standard freight hauler into something far more sinister. Bill was tough as nails, Margaret recalls, driven these roads for 23 years without so much as a speeding ticket. But that night his hands were shaking so bad he couldn't hold his coffee cup steady. Morrison's account would become the template for dozens of similar encounters reported over the following decades. The Phantom Trucker, as locals began calling it, allegedly appears only to solitary drivers traveling Route 66 between midnight and dawn. Witnesses describe an ordinary-looking 18-wheeler that begins following their vehicle, matching their speed precisely. What makes this legend particularly chilling is the consistency of witness testimony. Driver after driver reports the same sequence of events. First, the mysterious truck appears in their rearview mirror, maintaining a steady distance. Then, as the pursuit continues, the vehicle begins to change. It started looking wrong, explains former long-haul driver Sandra Reeves, who encountered the Phantom Trucker near Flagstaff, Arizona in 1995. The trailer seemed to stretch longer than physically possible. The cab grew taller, more angular. And those headlights? They weren't headlights anymore. They were eyes. Reeves describes how her CB radio began picking up distorted transmissions during the encounter, static-filled voices speaking in languages she couldn't identify, punctuated by what sounded like mechanical grinding and inhuman breathing. When she tried to outrun the pursuing vehicle, her speedometer climbed past 90 miles per hour, yet the Phantom Trucker effortlessly kept pace. "I was doing everything I could to lose this thing," Reeves continues. "Taking exit ramps, cutting through truck stops, even driving the wrong way down one-way streets in small towns. But every time I looked in my mirrors, there it was, waiting." The phenomenon isn't limited to professional truckers. In 2003, college student Michael Torres was driving his Honda Civic from Albuquerque to Oklahoma City when he encountered something that defied explanation near the Texas border. Torres had pulled over at a rest stop to check his phone when he noticed an 18-wheeler parked in the shadows beyond the facility's lighting. "At first I thought it was just another trucker taking his mandatory rest break," Torres explains. "But something felt off. The truck was completely dark. No running lights, no cab illumination, nothing. And it was dead silent." When Torres returned to his vehicle and continued his journey, the mysterious truck began following him. What started as a normal-looking freight hauler gradually transformed into something nightmarish. The trailer seemed to ripple and flow like liquid metal. The cab sprouted additional smokestacks that belched black smoke into the star-filled sky. Most disturbing of all, Torres claims the truck's front grille began resembling a massive mouth filled with chrome teeth. "I floored it," Torres recalls. "My little Honda was doing 110, engine screaming. But this thing was right behind me like I was standing still. Then my GPS started going crazy. The screen showed I was driving through empty desert, but I could see the highway clear as day." The encounter ended as abruptly as it began. As Torres crested a hill outside Amarillo, the Phantom Trucker simply vanished. No exit ramp, No side road, no explanation. One moment it was there, the next it was gone, leaving Torres alone on the empty highway with nothing but the memory of those chrome teeth gleaming in his rearview mirror. Modern technology has added new dimensions to the legend. Dashcam footage from 2019 allegedly shows a shape-shifting 18-wheeler pursuing a delivery van near Barstow, California. The grainy video, posted anonymously to various trucking forums before mysteriously disappearing, appears to show a standard freight truck gradually morphing into something with too many wheels and an impossible number of trailer sections. Truck stop mechanic Jimmy Valdez has worked along Route 66 for over 30 years. He's heard the stories, seen the fear in drivers' eyes, and noticed patterns that skeptics can't easily dismiss. Guys come in here shaken up talking about this phantom truck, Valdez explains. But here's the thing that gets me. They all describe damage to their vehicles that makes no sense. Scratches along the sides, like something with claws tried to grab them. Dents in the roof, like something heavy landed on top. And the smell. Valdez describes a distinctive odor that lingers around vehicles that have allegedly encountered the phantom trucker. A combination of burning rubber, diesel fuel, and something organic that he can't quite identify. The smell is so persistent that some drivers have had their trucks professionally detailed multiple times without success. One driver came in with his entire rear bumper twisted into a pretzel shape, Valdez continues. No accident, no collision, nothing that would explain it. He swore the phantom truck had somehow grabbed his bumper with mechanical appendages and tried to pull him backward. The legend has evolved with changing times. Recent reports describe the phantom trucker interfering with GPS systems, causing them to display impossible routes through non-existent roads. Smartphone cameras allegedly malfunction when pointed at the pursuing vehicle, producing only static or distorted images that reveal nothing useful. Some witnesses claim the phantom trucker can split into multiple vehicles, surrounding lone drivers in a convoy of shape-shifting horrors. Others report that the truck appears to phase through solid objects, passing through overpasses and barriers as if they don't exist. Local law enforcement along Route 66 maintains official skepticism, but off-the-record conversations reveal a different story. Highway patrol officers speak quietly about unexplained accidents, vehicles found abandoned with no trace of their drivers, and their own unsettling encounters during late-night patrols. We get calls about erratic truckers maybe once a month, admits one officer who requested anonymity. But when we investigate, there's never any truck matching the description. No company logos, no license plates, nothing in our database. It's like they're chasing ghosts. The most recent documented encounter occurred just 6 months ago near Gallup, New Mexico. Freelance photographer Lisa Martinez was driving to a sunrise shoot when she noticed headlights approaching rapidly from behind. What followed was a 40-minute pursuit that ended only when Martinez reached the outskirts of town. It kept changing, Martinez explains. One minute it looked like a normal truck, the next it was something out of a nightmare. I got the feeling it was testing me, seeing how far it could push before I completely lost my mind. Martinez's dash cam recorded the entire encounter, but the footage raises more questions than answers. The pursuing vehicle appears to shift and flow like a living thing, sometimes resembling a truck, sometimes looking like nothing that should exist on any highway. As night falls across Route 66 and lone drivers begin their journeys through America's heartland, the legend continues. Somewhere in the darkness between small towns and forgotten truck stops, something that shouldn't exist continues its eternal hunt. The next time you find yourself driving alone on this historic highway after midnight, pay attention to your mirrors. That truck behind you might be more than it appears. And if those headlights start looking less like lights and more like eyes, remember this. The phantom trucker of Route 66 is still out there, still changing, still hunting for its next victim on the mother road of American nightmares.